I'm excited to dive into some real-life relationship tales from the Reddit community, where people openly share their most intimate and often hilarious stories of love, heartache, and everything in between. As I read through these anonymous accounts, I'll get to relive all the emotions, and maybe even learn a thing or two about navigating our own romantic entanglements. I, 32 female, have been married for 5 years to my husband, 39 male. Lately, I've seriously been considering divorce. My husband and I were together for 3 years before we got married. And on our 1-year wedding anniversary, I found out he had been cheating on me all along. I was in med school at the time, so when he said I didn't give him enough attention and I let myself go, I believed him. I was also pregnant with our first child. I wanted my child to have a family unit. He promised it wouldn't happen, and it has continuously. I've caught him at least once a year. Now I've been married 5 years and I regret staying. I love him, but it's not the same. Last year I caught him for the last time, and I walked out and ended up in another relationship. But I broke it off to give my marriage another chance. And now I don't know what to do. My husband doesn't work. He does somewhat help around the house, but I just don't have any respect for him. Like when my child was born, his family questioned who the father was. I never cheated back then, and he laughed it off instead of sticking up for me and our child. And I really wish I could make it work for the sake of my child, but I don't know if I can do this anymore. I was raised by a man who protected and provided for his family every step of the way. Do I just go ahead and file? Now let's check out some of the comments on this post. The best time to leave a cheater is right after you find out. The second best time is today. I like this. Great comment. I will be using this always. Oh yes, never a better time than the present. To add, never stay in a bad, hurtful, disrespectful relationship for a child. Ultimately, the child will be damaged by it. If you want to do what's best for your kids, leave bad situations. You're not giving them a family unit. You're exposing them to your toxic environment and teaching them it's okay to treat someone badly to be treated badly. Be a strong role model. Respect yourself, and walk away. And now for the next story. Is it okay for me, 19 male, to ask my girlfriend, 18 female, if she has her ex clothes? We've been together for only a month. They dated for 4.5 years. Basically title. Her and her ex were together for a long time, 4.5 years to be precise. So I'm assuming she definitely has a couple of his belongings. I may have already answered my question myself already, but I think I'm more curious if she kept them, or if they have been tossed out. It's more curiosity than jealousy, but I'm not sure what to do. I do want to ask, but at the same time, I don't want it to be an awkward topic to talk about. I would appreciate any suggestions if anyone has experienced anything of the kind. Too long, didn't read. I want to ask my girlfriend if she still has her ex clothes, more out of curiosity than jealousy, but I'm worried it might be an awkward topic. Not sure if I should bring it up or let it go. Looking for advice. Thank you. And now for the next story. Help other half get back her confidence after big weight loss? M32, F33. May. How to make my other half, that lost load of weight, more confident. My wife has lost 4 stone, but it seems she lost all her confidence too, as she says that she still feels that she's a fat person. I'm trying building her up at any chance I get, but I'm really struggling as I seem to be getting nowhere. Sadly, I can't afford therapy. And if I could, I'd go to couple therapy because right now it's making me think she doesn't want to be with me in physical or emotional sense. TLDR. Other half had lost 4 stone. Say she still feels like the fat person she was, and believe it's causing intimacy issues. And now for the next story. I, 38 male, think my wife, 42 female, is going to leave me. Hello all, a long time. Lurker, first time poster, like the title says. I think my wife is going to leave me. She's been hinting that we don't do much since I was laid off over 6 months ago from a very well-paying job I had. I was fortunate enough to find another job that allowed me to work 410s every week. But the downside is the job location is an hour away. The pay is decent and allows me to take over the household chores during the week and over the weekend, along with caring for our children in the evening, while my wife works at her part-time job, do her TikTok, and couponing. She has voiced that she wished I took a part-time job to help with that, and I try ask for and take over time, as most of the weekend job are not available. My wife has poured money and time into her TikTok and couponing, and has caused her to feel like they are like jobs to her. I have asked what can I do to help, and she will tell me I should already know, or I need to figure it out. I'm losing my mind because I love her. But I feel like I'm not doing enough, and what I do to help her is not good enough. If I find a decent weekend job, I fear that my 11-year-old will not see me at all. I grew up with an overworked father, and I don't want that for my son. I'm going crazy here. Please tell me what I should do. And now for the next story. I'm starting to worry about my 32 female husband, 44 male behavior. I tried Googling if others experience this, but couldn't find anything, so here I am. I am starting to worry about my 32 female husband, 44 male behavior. I tried Googling if others experience this, but couldn't find anything, so here I am. Anytime I ask him to help with household chores, it becomes an issue, or he keeps saying he'll get to it. But also whenever he does clean, he accidentally breaks something of mine. He chalks it up to being clumsy, but never breaks his own things and gets upset when I tell him to replace it. It's starting to feel like he's intentionally doing it in the hopes I'll just stop asking him to help with household responsibilities. My question is, do people do this? And if so, how would you bring up and address the issue with them? I want to be as respectful as possible with my approach. Thank you in advance. Now let's check out some of the comments on this post. He chalks it up to being clumsy, but never breaks his own things and gets upset when I tell him to replace it. Look at the term weaponized incompetence. My question is, do people do this? Very common issue, usually with male partners not carrying their load. You should have asked, and she divorced me because I left the dishes by the sink are great reads. And if so, how would you bring up and address the issue with them? Unfortunately, hoping that a 44-year-old is going to change after you've married him and have put up with this disrespectful behavior for years is something. I want to be as respectful as possible with my approach. If he's not willing to carry any of the emotional load and step up, how comes he's not been investing in hiring a cleaner? How comes he simply puts all the responsibility onto your shoulders? Usually the type of man like your BF thinks chores is women's work. And often, it's a sign of disrespect. Honestly, this is even more sinister than weaponized incompetence. He's not just pretending to be bad at tasks. He is actively punishing her for asking by destroying her belongings. I would go so far as to call this abusive behavior. Yes. Money? OP should read Why Does He Do That? Inside the Minds of Angry and Controlling Men. Among many other things, it explains that abusive men know exactly what they are doing to get what they want. For example, when they lose control, they never break their own possessions. He's punishing you. At https archive.org download Lundy. Why does she do that, Lundy? Why does he do that? PDF. I came here to say it's literally textbook. Definitely abusive. Intentionally malicious. He never breaks his own stuff. Lundy Bancroft talks about this exact thing. My ex was always breaking stuff because he was clumsy. One day, I realized it was only my stuff he was breaking. And only the stuff that was important to me. And now for the next story. I, 23 female, can't stop feeling like I'm manipulating him, 20 male, whenever I talk about my feelings. How do I get over this? I started dating this guy about 5 months ago, and he's been the best guy ever. We have great communication in our relationship, which is something I've never had before. Whenever there's an issue, he immediately addresses it, which is great. The only problem is, I can't get over this feeling like I'm manipulating him by telling him things he did that upset me. I've never dated someone younger, and he's never been in a relationship before, so I can't help but feel like that's adding on to him being naive, and I'm taking advantage of a younger guy because I'm his first. Things are going great, and I know I love him, but I'm scared of saying it out of the fear that I'm the one love-bombing him or manipulating him. All my past relationships were with guys who were older and did love bomb and were manipulative, so I know most likely it's coming from past experience. But I just feel so gross every time I want to tell him how I feel. Has anyone ever experienced this? Or gotten over it? I'm just not sure how to shake this feeling from me. And now for the next story. Boyfriend of 10 years just confessed why he won't marry me, 26 female, 28 ma'am. Me and my boyfriend have been together for 10 years now. 26F, 28 me, we began dating in high school, and never broke up a few years ago. I went into a miscarriage devastating me completely. Because of it and other family issues going on, I fell into a drinking problem. That went on for about 2 years. I'm currently now 9 months pregnant, due any day, and my boyfriend just confessed to me that right before I got pregnant he was planning on breaking up with me because of my drinking issue. Now 9 months later, because of me not drinking or anything, he has refound his love for me, but still wouldn't want to take our relationship any further because he's uncertain of me falling back into old habits. I've been so proud of myself because the minute I found out, I haven't smoked or had anything to drink at all. I was literally just thinking to myself the other day, IDK, how I was drinking so much and I could never do that again. The worst part is every time I brought up marriage the last few years, he would just tell me, don't worry, it's going to happen. I just summed it up to him not having enough money for a ring and didn't want to pressure him because of that. I don't even know how to feel. I'm so hurt, so upset. I feel like I've been strung along for years without him being honest with me. I've been crying all day to the fact that he basically told me he doesn't love me the way I thought he has for these years. Especially due to the fact that he stayed with me because he found out I was pregnant. I thought we were on the same page and happy this whole time. I'm so heartbroken. Does anyone else think they would feel this same way in this situation? Now let's check out some of the comments on this post. Sounds like he told you because he sensed for the first time that there might be hope. Now, you just need to prove to him that you can stay sober and be patient to take as long as it takes for him to trust that you're truly better. There are no shortcuts with things like this, and people who try to rush these things inevitably make them worse. Yeah. His reasons are legitimate, and so are his concerns. OP can show that she's not going to fall back into those bad habits over time, through continued positive choices. He clearly loves her, but love isn't enough. Living with someone with substance abuse problems slowly kills your soul. I highly doubt that he never brought up his concerns to her either. Your stopping for the pregnancy is commendable. Give it some time after and see how things go. I don't think he's being unreasonable given the background you've shared. She should also go to AA as well to make sure she doesn't fall back into those bad habits when something bad happens again in her life. Agree. Being a new parent can be extremely stressful in itself. OP, get in front of the 8 ball on this one. In front of an 8 ball is exactly where she shouldn't be, huh? I know what you intended, and yes, it's very important. You're absolutely correct. The phrasing struck me as funny as all. I could not resist. Doesn't have to be AA, but she does need a support system, and likely a therapist and/or psychiatrist. Smart recovery is an option too. Like and subscribe for more awesome daily Reddit content. And don't forget to hit the bell to get notified when I upload new videos.